Hello, my name is Martin and welcome to my channel. Originally I'm born in Germany and I'm over 50 years old. With this channel I want to prove that it's possible at any age to become a millionaire. So this video series, this channel should be about how to become a millionaire in 2 years. Just to be clear, I am not a millionaire. I cannot, like many other guys, prove that I can do it. But I will work hard to become a millionaire. So to get a little bit of background about myself, as I said, I'm born in Germany. However, when I was 2 years old, my parents kind of gave me away to my grandma. So I grew up with my grandma till she died when I was 13. At that point, I was kind of given to foster parents. They had a farm, and I was like, for the next 4.5 years, I was just kind of a workhorse at that farm. During that time, I only had like 3 times I had friends over. Other than that, I worked all the time. So when I was 17.5 years old, I went to Child Services and said, look, I cannot do this any longer. They actually agreed that I'm able to move to the house that I inherited from my grandma because she didn't want to give it to her son, my father, because he's an alcoholic. He's still around, or he was at that time still around when I was 17. However, I never saw my mom, maybe for like 5 minutes when I was 6 years old. That's when she left to Canada. That's all pretty much I know. My father was still around, but he was an alcoholic, and pretty much, to be honest, he was kind of useless. Sorry to say that. He was still my father. I still loved him, but he was of no good for me or anything. So as said, I moved into the house. My foster parents were still responsible. And in Germany, when you're 18, you do your driver's license. So to make the driver's license, you have to have, or you have to go to a driving school and do, series of night driving, city driving, autobahn, highway driving, everything. And that teacher of that driving school, he knew my issue that I did not have a family. So because of that, he became kind of my father figure. He also knew that I have this house and that I got some money from my grandma. Needless to say, he was a gambler and he tried to get to this money. Because he was a gambler, he actually knew all those people who had those casinos. So in Germany, you can have a little casino with like, let's say 8 or 10 coin-based machines, gambling machines, in different areas of the city. They need to approve by the government, of course, or by the city. So he got me into that, saying, well, they're in this city about 100 miles away. You can actually own your own casino. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. 18 years old and having your own casino, making money. That's, of course, what most 18-year-olds would say is cool. However, it all came totally different. So I got that casino, but I found out that the casino actually did not have a license yet. Even though I had to pay a lot of money for it, I got a mortgage on the house, which this father figure and his friends were able to manage. I still don't know to this day how it worked, because the guy who did the mortgage on the house, he was gone the next day from the bank. So nevertheless, I had this casino. I was able to actually open it. Was broken into. All the machines I had in there were damaged. I had to get new machines and whatnot. Long story short, so when I was 19 years old, I did not have a casino anymore, but I had $180,000 in debt. And the house was gone also. So yeah, I was pretty much broke at that time. So I remember one night, I was 19 years old. I lived in train stations, in old train cars. I lived pretty much on the street. And then one night I was like walking from one town to another along the train track. And I had to decide, do I want to step on the train track and just end it right then and there? Or do I take my strength and move forward? Obviously, I'm still here, so I took my strength and moved forward. And from that night, I still remember it as it's today, nothing, and I mean nothing, can bring me down. So that's why I'm pretty confident I can become a millionaire. So how did I actually start with this idea to become a millionaire? So to go back a little bit, I am a software developer, and I have lived, quite across the planet. I lived in Sunnyvale, California, Orlando, Florida, in London, UK, in Brussels, Belgium. I had a software development team for my own business in Macedonia, also in Brussels, and I actually had a very, very good life. I don't have any regrets, because that situation when I was 18 years old and I lost everything and I had to restart, that made me strong. And because of that, I know I can do whatever it takes to get this done. So about 8 months ago, I never really watched any YouTube videos whatsoever. For me, YouTube was kind of, it's, a lot of kids putting up videos. For some reason, I stumbled over some videos from Stephen Graham, Andre Cheek, and The Minority Mindset. And I was hooked. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Those pretty young guys in their 20s, early 30s, doing all these businesses, being millionaires at this age. That's awesome. And I will put links in the description below for those YouTubers. Believe me, when I say they're awesome, they are awesome. So when I saw that, I was like, well, I actually have to do something to turn my life around. So after I watched those guys on YouTube, I started to invest in stocks. I started to invest in housing. But to be honest, if you're already like in your 50s, it's kind of impossible to really make a lot of money to become a millionaire in the near future. After a lot of research, I found a couple of guys similar to the previous ones I said that I admire as much. So there's Ryan Pineda. I'm not sure if it's Pineda or Pineda. I think it's Pineda. Sorry Ryan if I say that wrong. And he's here in Las Vegas, and he started off like 4 or 5 years ago by flipping houses. So he's very much involved in the real estate business. He has some other businesses on the side. He has a total of about 7 businesses or so now. I think around 40 or so employees. Very impressive, absolutely impressive with what he's done, how he's doing it. He's very authentic, he's very personable. So if you need guidance, he is the man to go to. I also saw other guys like meet Kevin. He's from California. He's actually running for governor right now. He puts up like 4 or 5 videos a day. It's incredible. He's also mainly into real estate and stocks and overall financial markets. Very interesting to see what he's doing. But then I also need to go into, okay, what do I want to do? So I went into looking Shopify dropshipping. So I started following a guy called the Ecom King, or Jordan Welch. Also, I found this lady called Sorel Amour. I think she's from Australia. and she's more like on an international basis, meaning she lives all over the planet pretty much and has businesses everywhere and houses everywhere, which I find very intriguing since I'm usually traveling a lot and lived all over the planet. That is very, very nice. So having all that information from these guys, I was like, okay, now I need to come up with a game plan. However, I actually stumbled over this book. I'm not sure, I think it was actually in Graham Stephan's video where he was talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I bought it like 2 weeks ago, went through it in 2 days. It's actually a pretty awesome book. It's not that I didn't know about assets and liabilities, about income statements and balance sheets, but it's how he's telling it. So, you know, a 10-year-old, 15-year-old can understand that. So that got me thinking, was like, well, you know, I really need to do something. My problem usually is my analysis paralysis. That's where I kind of get stuck. I get all the ideas, I start doing something, and then I kind of just stop before it actually hits off. And so I said, no, not this time. I'm not stopping this time. I'm going all the way. So since I am a software developer, I go for the route of drop shipping via Shopify. I also will go the route of Amazon FBA, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. I also start another YouTube channel, which is called Fit and Toasty, which is this shirt right here. And it will be a channel about people 50-year plus fitness and health. Then I will start a Turo business because I have my car just pretty much sitting around all day, and it's this car right there, and I think looking onto Turo I can actually make quite good money, with that car. And in about a year's time I'll start an Airbnb business with a glamping site. Once I have purchased the piece of land that I'm looking for. So, but again, why am I doing this channel? I could just do it, you know, privately and doing it in the evenings after work. Yes, I still have my regular 9-to-5 job. Because there's, you know, tons of information out there, and just go for it. However, what I found is all the videos out there that say, okay, become a millionaire from $0 to $1 million, how to do it, blah, blah. They're all fine, but they just, you know, they talk about it 15 minutes and that's it. They say invest as soon as possible when you're still young, create your own business, invest in real estate, do house flipping, have real estate and rent the houses out. While that is all nice, but you have to think about the average person who still has their own job. So how do you start all this on the side? So my plan is to actually show all these steps. I still have a job, so how and when do I do that? I still also have a family. I have kids, I have grandkids, so I cannot just, you know, do this 24/7. So I want to go over things on like, how do you start a business? How do you register the business? Do you have to trademark things? Do you need patent registration? Are there any government regulations for the business you want to do? Maybe you need a partner. How to get a partner? How to do this while you still have your regular job? Are you allowed to do this while you still have your regular job? And you know, can you do it when you're in your 50s, 60 years old? So the main thing is I want to show on a weekly basis the progress that I'm doing and showing the step-by-step process I follow. And of course I cannot guarantee that this is working. But I can give the pointers into the right direction. you can see what I'm doing and you can learn from it, or you can just take it and change it up to your needs, right? So why am I doing this publicly? I do this publicly for a couple of reasons. It's actually for my motivation. It keeps me accountable, but most important, that you actually can see the struggle that we go through when starting our own business. Things like, okay, find a product to sell. How do I do that? How do I know if this is a product that will actually sell? How do I advertise? Do I go to Facebook? Do I do that on TikTok? Or how do I do that in the first place? All those things I will have to go through myself and see which ones work the best. So that you actually then don't have to go through the same struggle as I did. You can learn from my mistakes. So for you out there, this channel should actually help you to say, I can do this. If Martin can do this, I can do this. And that's actually what I want to do with this channel. That's my most important thing, to provide a value for all of you out there to say, I want to become wealthy. I'm not saying become a millionaire at this point, I'm just saying wealthy. So if you read this book, it'll show you actually what is meant of being wealthy. You can be super educated. I have a master's degree and whatnot, but still I'm not wealthy. I'm not poor either. I don't have any debt. I have an over 800 credit score. I can, I can survive really good. But still, I am not wealthy, and I'm not a millionaire at any count. And I know a lot of out there that you're in the same situation. So let's get this going and follow me on this journey. And I hope I can provide to you all the information you need to succeed on becoming wealthy. With that said, I say thank you that you follow me, that you watch this video. And as they say, smash that like button, maybe subscribe, and I will see you again in a week. Goodbye.